the thing that's been consuming me for the past, like, I guess less than 24 hours. I started watching this documentary series last night.
Yeah.
And I think it's kind of blowing up. So by the time this comes out, people will probably be familiar with it. But it's called The Curious Case of Natalia Grace. And it's nuts, dude. So it's okay. So here's the premise. It's nuts because everyone in it is so obnoxious and lame.
On Netflix.
It's on Max.
Oh, thank you. I can get that right, Max. Okay.
But it's
okay.
Dude, the dad in the documentary is like, he's literally like Michael Scott.
What's the premise? What's the premise?
So the premise is this married couple that has kids adopts a Ukrainian girl
Okay.
who has a rare form of dwarfism.
Okay. Ukrainian.
And throughout this whole thing, they're like, yeah, she wasn't a little girl at all. She was an adult woman that like had like, they're like, she's an adult woman. And she was like threatened to kill us in our sleep and all this shit.
So like kind of like Chucky.
Sort of, but like every episode is like, you're kind of like, oh, the whole thing is like people are lying. Like, it's so weird. And then it basically, I haven't finished it yet.
So we don't know.
But it kind of seems like the parents are like pieces of shit. But once they get divorced, then the dad is like, oh, it was all her. So it's like, dude, it's crazy.
Okay. Sorry, were they American or not?
They're American.
Okay, and then she's from Ukraine.
Yeah.
Kyiv, maybe. Who knows? Who knows? And she's a small person.
She's, yeah, very small.
Very small, but an adult. So she was an adult when they adopted her.
So that's what they think. Dude, so after a while, it does, because the whole time I was like, they can't do some kind of a DNA test doesn't exist where you can just fucking test somebody and see how old they've been alive. That has to be a thing, right?
If you can tell how old a tree is, you can tell how old a person is.
Like 4 episodes of this show are like them being like, we don't know how old she is. We can't figure out how old she is. It's like
she's either a baby
somebody. In my head, I was like, am I crazy to think that that's like? I don't think that's like the hoverboards from Back to the Future. It's not that level of technology in my mind. I'm just like, it feels like that's something we would be able to do.
They can do a blood test. They have to be able to.
So they do. Eventually, in the thing, they like, when courts get involved and stuff, they figure out what her actual age is.
I want to know.
So I believe older than it was told to them that she was, but not an adult.
Okay, so like a teen. So we're saying teenager.
Basically, they're like, we got to get rid of this kid, and then they end up getting her own apartment, and she just lives there alone. But she's disabled, so she can't like do.
Oh.
And all the neighbors are like, oh yeah, she was disgusting. She was like dirt. She would like pester. She would like pester the neighbors.
What I would do if I was a teenager and got a house to myself, I'd be a dirtball first off. But
she was, because a lot of people are like, I don't think she could change her own clothes.
Oh, true, because she's not only small, but does she have any other
yeah, I mean, like her
abilities?
Her like, she's like fucked up.
Okay.
She's not just like,
I want to look at her.
She doesn't look like Peter Dinklage.
Oh, well, we can't all look like Peter. I'm gonna look her up. I gotta look.
Yeah,
I gotta
yeah.
see what
She has
like.
It's not like she's like a regular little person. She's handicapped.
Okay, because in my head she's just like a regular curious case of
differently abled.
Natalia Grace. All right, let me see what she looks like. Okay. She's definitely a smaller person.
So I will say, this is the thing about the thing is, some people, like the parents are obviously did something bad.
She looks young. Like this looks like a photo of her when she was.
So that's I believe around the time that they got her.
Yeah, I would think if I looked at her.
So she looks like a little tiny little.
Yeah.
I think she was, but I don't think she was as young as she appears.
I don't know if they can. They're not going to be able to see that. No freaking way.
No way.
But
just watch the fucking.
just watch it.
It's the most insane fucking thing I've ever seen. I've seen them. I've seen them all, and this one's the one that I'm like, I'm obsessed with it.
Yeah, if I looked at her, I would have said she was 5 years old.
So here's the thing about it that makes it so interesting to me.
Just imagine her like
The parents, no question, did because there's video. The husband is like, once they get divorced, he's like, oh, this evil bitch abused all of us. And dude, oh my God. Yeah, it's worth watching it. Even if you don't care about this kind of thing or if it's upsetting to you, it's worth watching it for the dad.
The dad's great. He's got a Michael Scott vibe to him.
He is embarrassing himself from the first episode to the very end. And like, he's definitely a despicable guy.
Yeah.
But, oh man, they probably had like, filming this guy was probably, so at one point he accuses his wife of beating their adopted daughter.
Oh, that's a no-no.
So he was like, for some reason, he just saying, "Oh yeah, she beat the hell out of her," wasn't enough. He felt like he had to like show the camera what kind of beating it was.
Oh, that's
and he
not fun.
interrupts his own thought and he goes like, "Have one of the camera guys shoot it at the floor." And he like gets down on the floor and starts full on punching the floor like for no lie, like 30 seconds straight. Hard, like he's punching, like you can hear him going like, oh, and then obviously his hands are fucked up.
Yeah.
And then he's like holding his hands after, and he's just like sitting there like this, like this guy's also crying in every scene. It's hard not to laugh at this guy because he's definitely like a terrible piece of shit. But the wife, at least as far as I've gotten, has not been interviewed at all. I feel like she's probably like, I don't want to be a part of this because she looks bad undeniably. But so does the dad. There's videos of the dad taking the video for some reason, talking to the daughter and just being like, this is when she had her own apartment. This whole episode is just going to be me talking about this. It's so crazy. And he's just like, I saw you had some donuts in the cabinet. Where did the donuts come from? She was like, I don't know. And he's like, you're a liar. And he's like talking to her like so aggressively and meanly. It's like, dude, why are the donuts a big deal? This is really bizarre.
Yeah.
And but the things that the parents and some neighbors like accuse this girl of is like, are all of these people just crazy, or is she like, does she have like a kind of something fucked up about her? Because dude, multiple people are like, oh, she tried to like molest all these little boys, and like she was trying to like seduce the older men in the neighborhood.
The little person?
Yes.
Ew.
So the reason the parents are like, we had to get rid of her is because
like she's a dog.
they were like, she was threatening to kill us in her sleep. She was trying to, they claimed that she tried to, she tried to throw the mother into an electric fence and kill her. But like,
they're describing Chucky.
that's not how electric fences work. But the dad at one point, he's like, I know you're thinking, how could this tiny little disabled girl, he was like, she uses her arms a lot. She has guns that Arnold Schwarzenegger would be impressed by. Like he says shit like that all the time. You're just like, yo, man, you are pathetic. Like he's the most punchable man I think I've ever seen.
A punchable face too?
You know what's crazy? His face is like, I grew to hate his face. At first I was like, this guy looks pretty normal. Like, I'm surprised. I'm kind of surprised that he's. Oh yeah.
Do yourself a favor. You're listening. Pull up a picture of him.
Yeah, I'm trying. His name's Michael Burnett.
Michael Burnett. I'm just gonna do father. Okay. Let's see.
Every picture is gonna be of him crying. I'm certain.
This is a picture I found.
That's him. Yeah,
that's him.
Yeah, he's killing it.
You can see it, everyone. But
he's yeah, but like,
oh, he's a little older now. I think he's pretty. Huh.
So all of this is pretty recent, which is the crazy thing about the documentary is like, a lot of this happened in like.
This does seem something out of like a sitcom.
Oh, dude, it's insane.
You ever see House Party? Nope, not Party. Not Party Down. The one with Maybe.
Search Party.
Search Party. They kind of have that in Search Party where they adopt a kid and they're just like, the kid's crazy.
Oh yeah,
a little different, but still crazy kid that they adopt.
But the thing is, it's so. I can't wait to finish it because I can't make sense of this stuff that the girl's being accused of because she seems like she was just straight up abused.
Yeah, that's
Like, it doesn't seem like. It seems like the way that people talk about her are just the people that are just like, hey, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe she's a terrible, despicable
okay. Let's play
little
that
bitch.
up. She's a despicable me. It ends up she and the father get together and have a nice Yoko Ono, or not Yoko Ono. Woody Harrelson. Fuck.
Woody Harrelson.
Woody. You know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, we haven't done this for a long time.
Yeah. What's his name? Woody Allen.
Woody Allen.
And not Yoko Ono. What's his daughter's name?
Sun Yi.
Sun Yi, yeah. They have a relationship like that. How crazy would that be if that ended up like that? Like,
I mean, that would be pretty crazy. Like, she's being interviewed like as like in 2022, and she doesn't know how old she is. Like, literally, she's like, she's like, well, on my birth certificate, it said it's a whole thing where they like aged her up legally.
You can do that legally?
Dude, it's weird. Like, the parents took her and they're like, she's older than she says she is. and a judge was just like, all right, well, probably like 18 plus 4 years. So they aged her at 22 years old.
This poor child's fucked up.
At the time, they found out later when they did this DNA test stuff that at the time that she was deemed 22 years old, she was like around 12, 13 years old.
Dude, that would mess with my brain.
Well, yeah, she was
Holy
a
crap.
disabled kid, and it comes out later that the parents were absolutely just like abusive as hell.
Yeah, it's sounding that way. Wow, can you imagine just? I mean, that's some Gypsy Rose shit.
I mean, it's crazy. And so when they got her own apartment, they were like, "Oh yeah, she's in her 20s," but she was just a straight up like little kid.
How would you know how to take care of yourself,
dude? You wouldn't. And that's it. And like, and prior to that, when she lived with them, it seemed like there was just like. That's when she was like, oh, she would shit in her hand and wipe it on our son's face, or like she would like piss all over stuff. Like, this is a real stuff. I'm like,
wow,
holy! I can't wait to find out if any of this is true or if these are just the most crazy. I mean, they're crazy deranged individuals, regardless. But I'm like,
yeah, where's the truth?
Well, it's just weird because it's one thing to be like the parents are probably making a lot of this up.
Yeah.
Because they look bad.
Yeah.
But when she's living in this apartment by herself, a lot of her neighbors are also accusing her of crazy shit. So it's like, did these people, did she just make them uncomfortable?
Yeah.
And so that they rumors got like, I could see that happening.
Also, where's she living? It's probably not in a nice place.
No, it's a shithole.
Can you imagine just dropping a kid off and just being like, oh, hopefully they live. Hopefully they're fine.
I don't think they cared if she lived.
Wow. But they paid for the place.
Yeah, they had money.
There you go. Oh yeah, I guess you have to. They adopted her.
Yeah,
you have to have money.
I mean,
to adopt.
It's really
kids.
strange. The episode starts with the dad being like, "Oh yeah, and 2000 whatever." Like, we had a lot of money. Like, we were making good money. We bought a McMansion, and he called it McMansion, and like as a proud thing. And I was like, "That's crazy."
Yeah, I'm never calling my house.
And he's like, we had cars in the driveway, and then it shows like their driveway is not like it's a house in a neighborhood. Like, we have friends that have houses that are bigger than this house.
Yeah.
And driveways that are the same size. Like driveways that like 2-car garage.
Yeah.
And the driveway is like the width of the garage, but only like 20 feet from the curb. It's not like a huge long driveway. He's like,
it's not a
or
manor.
Like one that like it goes around with a fountain in the middle, and it just shows like randomly like one old Porsche, and then there's a couple cars that are like kind of normal, and they randomly have a Lamborghini, and I'm like, is this guy not going to mention the and then a second later he's like, I mean, we had a freaking Lamborghini, but they did not have
that kind of money.
They didn't look like Lamborghini. It was confusing. But he's like, yeah, we had $100,000.
Was it a nice Lamborghini?
I mean, did they make bad ones?
I mean, old one rather. They look new.
It wasn't new, no.
Okay.
But it wasn't. It didn't look like it was like
they had 100 racks in the bank
from the 80s. He said he's like, we had $100,000 in the bank. I mean, I don't know if that's true.
That's pretty
Obviously,
good.
they had money.
That sounds about right.
But
I would have not bought the Lamborghini. And
it was very everything about this thing is like so odd.
Huh? Yeah, I want to know how it ends. I got to start. I think I might be in. This sounds up my alley,
dude.
This sounds like a good one, Max.
It's so weird because every episode, it kind of like has you questioning. Like, it seems like the first episode, it's like this evil little bitch. You guys have no idea. Like, it makes you scared of her, and you're like, this is so crazy. And then the next episode, it's like, oh well, maybe the parents are the villains.
This poor little girl.
Yeah. And then the next episode, it's like the neighbors being like, she tried to rape a little kid, and she was like banging the old guys around the corner like all the time, and she was stalking us, and like she would just walk into our houses and eat our food, and we would just like discover her, and it makes her sound like scary again. And then the next episode is like, oh no, like obviously these parents were, now it's like the parents have charges brought against them. So like every episode is like, dude, what's going on?
Yeah, it's lining up to be bad for the parents here.
I mean, dude.
Natalia.
So also the mom, they all have they're different lawyers, and the mom's lawyer is like the biggest prick ever. It's so funny. It just shows them on like Skype calls and shit.
Are they together still?
The parents?
Yeah.
No, they're divorced.
They're divorced.
Because that's when the dad was like, she abused me too.
Oh, okay.
This grown ass man is like, I couldn't stand up to her.
So all three of them are just like separated at this point.
Oh
in
yeah,
their lives.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
funny.
Well, the adopted daughter is like an adult, so she's like, I can't. I'm not. But she was deemed an adult when she was still like in their care.
It's just crazy. You can. I want to get back to you can just age someone. You can just go to the judge and just say, nah, my kid's actually older than the birth certificate's wrong. That's crazy.
It's also crazy that the judge had no rhyme or reason. He was just like, I mean, what do you think she is? Like 18? And they were just like, I guess. And they're like,
was there footage?
No.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure there was like in-court footage.
No, because they just, it was just like probably like, I don't think it was a case. I think it was literally just like brought.
They went to the courthouse and they're like, yeah.
Yo, I think they like
bang,
filled
bang.
out paperwork and then probably had a lawyer like draft up a thing and then brought it to before a judge. And the judge was probably like, oh yeah, I guess she's 22, and everyone was kind of like, that sounds good to me.
If only you could change your height that easily on your driver's license.
Dude.
Oh, yeah, I'm 6 foot. That's what my driver's license
I think you
says.
honestly can say you're however. I mean, I think if it's like, if I'm like, I'm 7'6", they're going to be like, sir, what height are you really? Dude, I think you could say 6'1", and they wouldn't question you.
I think the only
if you stood on your tippy toes.
Sir, please.
If you have a really tall hat on.
I come in with platform shoes like clack, 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 clack. Like, no, I'm 6'1", man.
Yeah.
The only problem would be trying to get into like a bar or a club in the club or something, and the security guard would say, hey, "You're not 6'1". Be like, damn.
You think so?
Maybe not at this age anymore.
Security guys really take their jobs too seriously.
They do that. But I'd say at this point, they'd be like, okay, you're definitely not 21, but when you're 21, you have like fakes and shit passing around. If the height's off, they're going to be like, eh. But at this point, it's like, dude, I'm obviously old enough.
Listen, dude, when I bust out my Hawaiian license plate with McLovin as the name, they're not questioning. Yo, how many people just try to use the McLovin ID? Like,
I would get
into
such a kick out of it.
I'd just be like, head on in, bro. Head on in. That's funny.
Yeah, you know how they have like the scanner? I would just be like, I'd make a mouth noise like, beep, beep. All right, you're good, bud.
Yeah, you're good, dude. Let me see your wrist.
Either one? Yeah, left one. It doesn't matter. Put it on. Oh man, yeah. So I guess next episode we'll get the finishing results of Natalia.
Dude, I like couldn't. Last night I kept being like, all right, I should go to bed, and then I was like, one more. I gotta see what happens.
Dude, I love when a show just grabs you like that. You just gotta finish it.
I'm a little disappointed that it's going to end, which I feel is kind of fucked up saying about something that's just like straight up the reality of people's lives. But the parents, I don't feel bad for even a little bit.
Nah, screw with them. I'm done with them.
They also, this is like not a detail that matters, but they also have like one of their actual sons is like an autistic genius.
Oh, it's like a Rain Man.
Yeah.
Wow.
And at the one part, he gets caught admitting something on a hot mic.
What a classic.
It's funny because moments before he's like, I'd actually rather not speak about this. I think I'm done for now. And then he walks away. And then a thing pops on the screen. It's like, he didn't know that his mic was still on. It's like you can see his feet and his dad's feet. And they're talking at the top of the steps, but you can hear their audio. And he's just like, yeah, I told him I wasn't going to talk about the one thing, about like getting kicked down the stairs. And he's like, oh, crap, my mic is still on. And then he's like, all right, I guess I'll talk about it.
Boom, comes back downstairs, talks
Pretty
about
much, because they're just like, all right, well.
Yeah, respect for him.
I mean,
you're wrong.
It's funny because, actually, it's not funny. I feel really bad for him because you can tell he's like becoming an adult and he's quite autistic.
Mm-hmm. They only have one child?
No, they have three actual kids.
3 kids.
They have 3 actual sons, and they adopted this daughter.
Huh. Why? You already have 3. Maybe you want a daughter, but...
So that's the thing. Their motive is unclear because at first they were like, we just wanted to adopt. Originally, they were going to adopt like a Haitian girl. Ooh. But then like shit happened in hurricanes in Haiti. They were like, no adoptions from Haiti. So they were just like, basically, something popped up. They got a message. It was like, oh, yeah, something down in Florida. You guys might be interested. And they flew down there.
Some 23-year-old.
Sight unseen. And we're just like, yeah, we'll adopt her. And then like... and yeah, they're just like... I don't know. Their motive is like, we felt like we could like care for and like bring someone else into our home. I'm like, that's sus.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you have the money and you want to provide a better life for someone, but
yeah,
also,
but that sounds sus to me.
When did this? I know this interview's now or this came out now, but when did this all go down?
So I think
pre-pandemic.
I think they adopted her in like 2008 or something like that.
So it's been over a decade.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so it's a long time ago.
In 2013, maybe I think is when things were like. Or maybe they adopted her in 2013. I forget the timeline exactly, but yeah, that's the thing. They went from thinking her birthday she was born in 2003, and then they changed it to 1989. Dude, that's straight up 2 years younger than me.
Dude, so you could be in high school or 2003. You'd be like in elementary school. I'm like, all right, now you got to go be a senior in high school and be like, okay.
I gotta say, if I perpetually looked like a little toddler,
yeah,
I would take so much advantage of that.
For sure, I would be a straight A student because my brain would be fully developed.
I wouldn't do anything. I'd be like, I can't go to school. I'm little. I'm too little.
I'm a little baby. But I'm just saying, if she was actually in her 20s or late teens in elementary school trying to do division, it'd be like, this is great.
I don't think she went to school.
Oh. Was she homeschooled?
I don't think she was like anything was done for her.
Poor girl.
I know.
I just want to look at pictures.
That's why I'm like, it's hard to think the stuff that she gets accused of is like, is there any merit to this stuff? Because it doesn't seem like a lot of these people have reasons to lie.
Yeah.
But I also know that stuff like that can like, she obviously was a pretty hard person to like. Because she would just like, I believe that she probably pestered the neighbors. But like, once you realize, yeah, she was like 12 years old and living alone. And every neighbor was like, oh yeah, her parents like never came. Like we never saw them. So she would just be like posted up in the apartment. So it makes sense that she would like start clinging to the neighbors and just like walking into their houses and shit. But they start molesting the kids, stuff about molesting kids and stuff. I'm like, that seems like, I don't know. I mean, her life was rough, and that's kind of what brings on those kind of things a lot of times. So who am I to say? But I'm just like, that seems. Everyone makes it sound like she's like a little like malicious imp.
Yeah, I just imagine her like standing over her parents' bed with like a knife, just like I'm gonna.
Which they claim happened.
That didn't happen.
Dude, once you hear the dad talk, you're like, everything this guy says is a lie. It's like he's so dramatic. Oh man, I wish I could
built
like
for TV.
It definitely feels like he's like, this is my time to shine.
Yeah, it's just 50 minutes of fame. Who came knocking? You know, did HBO come knocking? And like, this is a great story. How do people find out about this shit?
It's an ID because Discovery and HBO merge, and that's why it turned into Max. So they have all this like true crime stuff on it
This is
now.
great for you.
But a lot of it's like shitty. Like this documentary is like not that stellar of quality, but it's so interesting that it doesn't matter.
I was curious why I went to Max.
Yeah, which is so crazy
That makes
because their
sense.
logo is the worst logo I've ever seen.
Dude, HBO. I liked HBO Go. HBO Max was fine. I liked it, but I think the interface is better now. But I don't know why change it. So what is HBO a different thing? So what am I even
No,
paying for?
it's the same thing.
Well, like I'm definitely paying way too much now because now they're like starting plans at $9.99. I'm like, wait, why am I paying $20 for this?
Mo money, mo problems.
That's what I'm saying. I might as well. They need it. They need the money so they can keep having these documentaries. Go out there and find these people.
That's the crazy thing is like I can't believe there's so many. Think of all the ones that there hasn't been documentaries.
Mhm.
Like I've watched so many of these things,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, the ones that they pick are the ones that are crazy. They're like interesting. I watched another one recently where I was like, like it's crazy that these things just happen all the time.
Yeah, this isn't. I mean, not this type of scenario, but that thing in Percy the other day that happened with the kids.
I don't even know about this.
I thought you told me about it. Other people have been talking about it, but with the kids that they were found in an abandoned house trying to take food, and they were like, why are you stealing food? And their parents locked them in their house. Like they escaped, basically. Didn't go to school. There's like
I never
a
heard
ton of
about
them.
this.
Yeah. I'm trying to think all the details to it, but basically they took the children away from their parents immediately because they were.
Do you know if it was their real parents?
I don't know if it was their real parents. I think it was, but yeah,
See, that's confusing to me.
it happened in Percy. I'm trying to think how do I search?
Because there's
for
all kinds of. It's like
children.
like foster parents do shit like that. Because they get money from the state
Yeah.
to care for them. So like it would make sense if they would just lock them up and just be like, I'll give you one bowl of cereal a day.
7 children removed from 7 children removed from Bucks County trailer home with unsanitary conditions, police say. But I think it was more than that. This was in West Rock Hill. So this was literally where my parents live. Unsafe. But yeah, I think they found him because the kids were trying to steal food. They're like, we're hungry. I wish I knew more of the story. But yeah, what I'm saying is this shit happens every day. There might be a documentary on that.
See, why don't these morons just not have kids?
Bingo.
I like kids, no pedo. And I don't have them because I'm just like, dude, that's so much work. I don't want to deal with that.
Yeah.
I don't want to be so overwhelmed that I lock them in my house.
When there's like this Instagram, this lady that has 10 children, and it just pisses me off. Why would you have 10 children? She's trying to pack all their lunch. That
She did it for the
sucks.
gram, dude.
That's what it seems like. You don't have a personality anymore. You don't live for yourself anymore at that point.
Also, dude, you're probably so stretched out that your organs are just like, you have to get like netting.
like, how did they do that back in the 1800s? The poor women, did they just die?
I think so.
They're just
I
like,
honestly
this is my
think so.
8th one. I'm just dead at this point.
Yeah. I mean, I think also having that many, the problems have to, the likelihood of problems I would think would go up every time.
Yeah, and you get older too. Like if you have a kid, if you're in your like early, like late teens, it's probably easier to have children then than in your like closer to your 40s.
I feel like all of our friends that have kids had them so close together that I was like, you really like once that baby was born, you couldn't wait, huh?
I saw someone that had a baby or is pregnant again. I'm like, how? It's been like 3 months. Like what the fuck?
Dude, I think they probably just like, yeah, bro. Once I got that thing out of there, I was like,
Put another one in there.
like I wonder if that's the thought, or because that seems crazy to me. The thought of having, obviously, I have no kids,
Yeah, and we can't get pregnant.
and we can't
Yeah.
get pregnant, but the thought of having a child
Mm-hmm.
and just like that is like, I don't want to say it's my nightmare because it makes it sound like I have bad feelings toward it, but I just like it's so scary and so much work and so much responsibility. Like all new parents ever talk about is how sleep deprived they are.
Yeah.
I can't be sleep deprived. I can't do that.
Yeah, it's tough.
I'll turn into a fucking just like a
Turn into a dad.
terrible person. I honestly will just start like I think I would just cry if I was just like too tired. I'd start crying.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how parents do it. Shout out them.
But to think that that's like the known circumstance, and then right away, before you're even out of I don't want to say out of the woods, like,
yeah,
I wouldn't expect someone to wait till their first child was 18 before they had another one. But it's like, dude, right away, you thought like, you know what? Let's tandem this. And then I know people's logic is always like, oh, I want them to be close so they have like a friend.
That makes sense. To me, that makes sense. The friend.
Do they need to be that close in age?
No, but here's the other thing, too. Do they have cousins? Make them be friends. There's blood there. I don't know.
You know how I feel about the blood conversation.
I know how you feel about that, but I'm just saying more of having one child seems a lot more doable than having multiple children. You one, they get to like 5, and then
everyone's like,
go
oh
to
yeah,
school.
only children are weird. And I'm like,
Every kid's.
look at Joe Kane. He's not weird at all. No, I mean, I don't want to say I'm technically an only child.
Yeah.
I was just like, my siblings came long enough after me that I was an only child for a pretty long time. So I'm like, all of the developmental aspects of like what they say is affected for only children. I definitely like, I guess, display some of those things, but it's not like, I don't think those are the things that fucked me up.
Yeah, I think an only child can grow up to be fine.
Yeah.
Especially, like I say, if you're surrounded with family or cousins and stuff. And another thing, if you only have an only child, you can spoil them a little bit more than if you have multiple kids. The money's got to be split up a little.
Dude, I'll tell you what. Those first couple years, man, I went to McDonald's a lot.
See, life was good.
And then when these cunts came along, if they're listening, I never say that word, and I certainly don't say that word genuinely about my sisters, but yeah, fuck those bitches.
It took all your McDonald's away, your Happy Meals away.
Well, yeah, I mean, I guess technically my brother came along first, but I didn't like live with him full time, so he fucked my life up too.
Yeah, it's all his.
Dude, I could be killing it right now if it weren't for those fuckers.
I don't know. Yeah, but be ahead of life.
My parents would be like, "We have this abundance of money that we just
we have a Lamborghini in the front
we
yard.
We got a McMansion. We adopted a girl from Ukraine that has a rare form of dwarfism, and like."
That could have been you. This could have been
your no idea how old she is.
This could have been true life, your story right here.
I mean, hey, I'm the autistic oldest son, just like in the documentary.
Oh, I think my mic's on. Oh, no.
Oh, dude, honestly, he might even look like me, the son. His swag is like very funny. His swag is like, oh yeah, he's Asperger's.
And he's older too now at this point.
Yeah, he's like probably like 20 or something like that.
Oh, okay.
In the documentary.
Oh, right. His sister was supposed to be younger than.
So he got like his master's when he was like a teenager.
Damn, can you imagine being smart? Can you imagine like getting boosted up a grade? I can imagine going down a grade.
Yeah, I mean, they do like a few minutes explaining like, showing like footage of him being like a little kid making presentations at like tech conventions and stuff. Or like, I don't even understand what it is.
Yeah.
He's talking about like astrophysics and shit.
Oh, like Neil deGrasse Tyson.
He's like
Into the cosmos.
Yeah, like a loser.
Yeah.
No offense to Neil, who we know is a listener.
Yeah, I mean, he was on the Adam Friedland show. So
so you know
he's
listens to us.
down, dude. He's down with it.
Do you think Neil deGrasse Tyson says like slurs and stuff?
He definitely. I mean, he probably says like the N-word, but that's because he can. Is that a slur for him?
Yeah, I mean, you think he like when he sees like Obama?
For sure.
He calls him the N-word.
Yeah, Obama, like, we'll come back here.
I love to think that Neil deGrasse Tyson and Obama are like link up frequently.
They've met, right?
I would think that they would have to have.
He's
by
like
now.
the head of the science, like the face of science. Like him and Bill Nye. They're like the face of science. They might not be the best scientists. I'm sure they're not. But they
Do you think like? I guess I should. I know they're real scientists, but do you think it's like the blue collar scientists are like these fucking flashy
for
pieces
sure
of shit.
they don't know crap. They
Yeah.
definitely come at them. They probably have like their face up on like a little dartboard.
Like the real life, like Big Bang Theory guys.
Yeah.
They're probably like, oh, Neil deGrasse Tyson is a fucking fraud.
He doesn't know anything.
Yeah.
Definitely, that definitely is the case.
You know what? I kind of like that makes me like Neil deGrasse Tyson more
I fuck with him. I like him
because I know
He's
that
cool.
you do.
I've been on record many a time.
I don't like the thing that he does where he tries to like go on Twitter and
Be funny or retweets himself.
he retweets himself.
Yeah, but he explained that in that episode. I watched the episode.
So he does a thing. He does a thing where maybe he doesn't do this anymore. Every time like a new Star Wars movie would come out, he would make a string of tweets saying why each specific thing in the movie wasn't scientifically sound. And he's done this with other stuff too. And I'm just like, dude, I get what you're doing, and that's like fun for people that get no pussy, but
you can always mute him.
shut up. I know it just bothers me that he's doing it.
Neil, knock
Neil.
it off. Knock it off, Neil. He's sick, man. That's bro. Does he say any slurs? Maybe a little bit. He was a jock. He was a wrestler.
That's what I'm saying. You think he calls people like
Yeah.
FAGGOT or anything? I don't know what the grounds for getting demonetized are. So
Yeah,
I'm
that was
scared.
good. That was good. I know that. I think I can't say the F. That's the F slur, not fuck. F slur. Is,
Yeah.
Yeah. Good catch there. Good catch there.
So like, does it say you can't say that word?
You have to say that you said it, basically. Like
What in the title? The title of the episode has to be that word.
There's different categories. Like, do you say these words? Like a comedian say, does it include the F slur? If it does, then you have to put it. It's this then. Okay, and then it's like another level of.
What if you
extreme.
lie?
Maybe they might.
Do you
flag
get demerit?
You might get flagged, but I mean, we're getting only a couple of thousand views in these videos, so I think we might be good. But who knows? AI, man, AI's taking over. They might get in there and hack our account, and we're done.
The fucking gel episode is going to go viral for how many people are like. You're about to see the gel episode in TMZ. We're in hot water with the gel fanatics, man.
Can you believe these guys?
They hate us.
Dude, what I don't get is, do they not like? I guess they're bigger. They're bigger than us for sure, but like, it's just weird. You can't link the two people together, like the gel people and us. Like,
Here's what it is: one, they're younger.
okay,
Two, I think they bring in a big audience of people whose sensibilities we would easily offend.
that makes sense.
You know what I mean?
So they were the perfect guest to have on.
Yeah, kind of.
Perfect.
But the solution is we need to do
And
another
back on,
episode,
yeah.
and they need to clear the air and say, "Listen, you little fucking twerps." Just because hardcore is for the freaks doesn't mean that we make hardcore for the freaks that get no pussy and got a lot to say in the YouTube comments.
We'll have them back on. That's definitely gonna happen.
Yeah, and then maybe we can like take the guns out from under the table.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
After like 10 minutes, so we don't get demonetized.
Yeah, that's true.
10 minute. Tick tick tick. 10 minute.
Yeah, we got to get a 10-minute like timer,
Oh, a
like they have
timer
on
would-
the stages.
A timer would be kind of cool. up
Yo,
there,
why doesn't
actually.
every venue have this?
I don't know. It's such a good idea to have.
They do make me a little nervous sometimes.
But it's nice to know where I'm at because I don't know how long the set. Like in New York when there was that hard curfew, I was like, I don't know. I think our set's like an hour, but I was like, it could be an hour and 20. I really have no idea. I'm up there, and the girl said, "This is New York. Live your truth." I said, "Okay."
Yo. Facts.
I was like, cool, because I was worried. I was like, I don't want to like upset anyone. She's like, you know what? This is New York. Just live it.
Was she might have been one of two people there that were like nice.
Yeah.
Everyone else was like a weird bully for no reason.
just throwing shit around.
Whatever. Scumbags.
Yeah, but UT was great. That was such a good show.
Yeah.
That was a really good. That was a good night. That was a good gig. Would play again. You know what? I would play it this month. That's how much I. That's how much I.
I would play it again this month.
That's how much
Twice.
I liked it. Yeah, that show's coming up. Webbed Wing with Balancing Approach. I don't really have to plug it because you got tickets. You got tickets. If you didn't,
Is it sold out?
it's sold out.
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
it's sold out
you know.
fast. Yeah, maybe you can get scalpers and pay $300. I'll be outside.
I'll sneak anyone in.
Whoa. I'll give someone an all access pass for $50.
I'll
make
sneak
some-
anyone in.
I had something to say on that. Oh, the Patreon.com/GoodYourMan. While you
But
still
yeah,
can.
did we lose any patrons by just
Yeah,
neglecting?
everyone pretty much hang out, and I think they knew what the scenario, and
That's
we're
true.
about to bring the heat.
We love the patrons.
I realized we haven't plugged that in kind of a long time because we did all those episodes right in a row. We usually say a little bit about the Patreon, but yeah, if you like this, we got a Patreon. Quit Your Man While You Still Can, and it's gonna get good one of these days. It is good. It is good.
It is good.
It is
And
good.
we've been doing it for a long time
Yeah.
now. So there's
Lots of.
if you've just found out about this podcast because you found out about the gel episode and you hate listen/watch because you fucking like despise our personalities.
Yeah.
That's my thing. I'm like, do we come off that like are they
I thought we were likable guys.
if it is the I think you're a likable guy.
I think you are too.
Come on.
People are drawn to you. I guess it might not be likable. I don't know. When we had Kenny on, he's like, for my first impression of you, it worked. It clicked.
Kenny's a smart guy though.
He is smart.
It's the dummies that have trouble with me.
Yeah.
Wait a second. That's how stupid people talk. They all are like a dopey cartoon character. Hey, wait a second. Give me 1 second here.
From like a 40s movies.
Yeah.
Like,
What was I saying?
the dummies aren't drawn to you.
The dummies aren't drawn to me, but oh yeah, like I'm like, are these people just salty? Are they just salty about our personalities? Like, are they already deciding not to like us because they came here for a gel interview and we aren't interviewing them? We're just sitting there talking.
They should interview us.
That's what the next one's gonna be. I'm gonna be like, yo, bring your hardest hitting questions, and it's gonna be 3 hours of you interviewing me and Jake, and our answers are gonna be like so long winded.
That should be the podcast if we have someone on. All right. What do you want to ask us?
Yeah, do you want to know anything about us?
Where the band name came from? I got you.
Oh man. So I don't know if they're like, their impressions of our personalities are colored by their frustration that we're not interviewing them, which is clearly what they came for. Or if they're just like, well, this isn't much of an interview.
Just a hangout.
But then are they then like, all right, well, I'll keep it. It's kind of funny. Or then they like, I hate these fuckers. Because I feel like if you are not coming there thinking it's an interview and you're just like, this is fun.
Yeah. If you don't know how a podcast like this works, then I don't know.
I guess this is the nature of YouTube and podcasting
Yeah.
in general. It's like you just always have dummies that are just like.
I like the dummies. I embrace them.
So do I.
Yeah, I need them.
The gel video is just funny because it's like it feels like every week it gets rejuvenated with someone that's like, I just found this and I hate these pieces of shit.
People like the there's no hate on like the 4 Year Strong one or any of those.
No,
which is
I
funny.
mean,
they have smarter fans than Gel.
I don't know about smarter. I feel like maybe more willing to have fun.
Oh yeah, they definitely are more willing to have fun.
And I don't like speaking broadly about like a fan base because it's like if I think about our band's fan bases, I'm like, if I think broadly, I think like there's some real fucking annoying
Geniuses.
pieces of shit in there. And it's not like any band can choose who listens to their music.
Nope.
But like I said before, I do think widely speaking, especially because Gel has become such a band that does well with a wider audience, I think a lot of them are probably younger and just have no interest in the things the two old fuckers like us have to say.
I get it.
we're like pretty young souls though.
I'm a young guy.
And I also think that there's probably a lot of them that are just like have more sensitive sensibilities.
Yeah, I get it. I'm a young guy though.
Yeah, I'm a young guy too.
I'm an adult. I'm just a normal adult.
But I will say I'm old for the amount of times that I get in trouble.
You do get in trouble a lot.
Hey, dude,
They put Taylor in the corner too many
Dude,
times.
You can't be. I think the thing that frustrates me is I'm just like, what are you doing, man? Like, what do you think you're taking away from me?
Yeah.
Like a little background. I won't mention names.
Yeah.
We were told we're not allowed to play a certain venue in Chicago because I made quote racist remarks last time we were there, and I didn't. What I said was someone shouted free. Maybe I've talked about this on the podcast.
I don't know if
before.
you have.
Like maybe when it happened.
Yeah.
Basically, someone shouted Freebird during our set. Which is like one of the corniest things you can do in life.
It sucks so much bad.
It's like put like the what's his name, Carlos baby on board with the sunglasses on, or like a stick figure family that's like zombies, or like it's like up there.
Yeah, coexist sticker now.
Something weird just happened with sound.
No,
I think my ears just did something weird.
Oh, every once in a while, if I have it too loud, it does that like ooh. I think it does like a ooh kind of like.
It's like a weird ring. I don't hear it anymore, but
ring.
It felt like it was on it. My head did something.
Oh, well, maybe it's back on. Maybe your turn.
Might be a sinus thing. I don't know, but
anyway, baby on board.
Yeah, so it's in line with that kind of corny shit. Kind of corny
it sucks, dude. Don't do that.
Or like saying John.
John's annoying, but not nearly as annoying as that.
No.
You know, hey, say you love me at a show. I like that.
But Freebird, I'm like, I don't understand. I wrestle with, I don't understand the intention of things.
Yeah, where's it escalating towards?
And it's just like, you yelled that. What do you think do you think that I'm going to laugh? So basically, somebody shouted Freebird, which is, it doesn't upset me. It just is like, dude, what are you doing? Basically, I said, like, I don't understand this when people do this. I feel like they don't have friends that care about them. Otherwise, their friends would be like, what are you doing? Like, you can't do that. And I said, if I was at a show with my friends, I'd prefer that they shout, I'd rather them shout the N-word than shout Freebird. And you know what? Whole room laughed.
Yeah, that
wasn't a racist remark, and I'll explain why. It's embarrassing to have to explain your sense of humor.
Yeah,
but I've had to do it a lot lately, and I tried to not do it until I feel like I have to. But it is obvious to me and anyone that with a brain / sense of humor that the joke I was trying to make is yelling Freebird, and I'm making an extreme example by comparing it to one of the ugliest things that you can say.
Yeah.
Certainly one of the ugliest things you can shout at a concert.
Yeah.
So I'm obviously bringing it to that level to make a point. I'm not saying I wish my friends would yell the N-word at a show.
You didn't say that.
And
anybody
knows that. And it's weird to say that that's a racist remark.
They definitely...
but you can't be the guy that's like, I'm not racist.
Yeah, right.
Then it's like, that looks bad no matter what.
Yeah.
But it's like, guys, what are we doing? That's not
what you said. And you know what? They have probably turned it into something way bigger than. I'm glad you said exactly what you said. That is exactly what you said. Now I remember.
Yeah.
Because I was trying to explain it to someone else, and
you were like, yeah, tell her it was like pointing at black people in the audience and just saying the N-word.
Makes sense why we can't play there.
No, man, and I'm like, listen, these are things that I say. If you've never played a show, you will not understand this. But you are overtaken by certain emotions when you're on a stage in front of a bunch of people, to where I feel like you're not really. I won't say that you're not accountable for everything you say. My brain's working differently up there for sure.
Right.
It's not like I was up there thinking like, you know what? I'm gonna bring the N-word into the banter tonight. Somebody yelled something from the audience, which is a punishing thing to yell.
Yeah.
I could have ignored it, sure, but then it's just like linger. Then it feels like something's lingering. Like
they're ruining the show.
Like they might do it again if I don't fucking tell them what's going on. So I make a little joke. Is it edgy for some sensibilities? Perhaps.
Sure.
But that's because people are just made uncomfortable by the phrase the N-word.
Yeah.
And I understand why, but like that doesn't mean you should be banning motherfuckers from your venue for saying that phrase.
The fact that they wouldn't hear you out, wouldn't talk to you.
That's the thing. I wanted to talk to them and just be like, I just want to make sure that you understand what I said. And then apparently they or not trying to talk to me about it.
To me, that is like, oh, that makes sense of the whole situation. Like that's someone, just we can agree to disagree, or like it's not an apology, but it's like a understanding.
Yeah, like I wasn't about to apologize to them.
Right, that's what I'm saying. It's not, but to me, I'd rather have that than someone just be like, sorry, question. Like,
yeah,
what does that do to me? That does nothing. But if someone explains, like, here's what I meant. This is, I don't know what you guys are thinking. This is what happened.
But the thing is,
but
even
also
having to explain what I meant is like bizarre to me, because the intention of what I was saying was obvious to anyone who heard it.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm like, why are you trying to pretend like I said something bad?
Yeah, if people
I
were
don't like that.
Boo!
Like, yo,
get
if
off
I
stage.
said I'd rather my friend shout, and then I said the actual
Yeah,
word,
yeah.
I could see someone being like, yo, man, I know that you were like making these up. You can't just say it.
Yeah, that's insane.
I would be like, but if I did that, it's something I would never do. If I did that in the moment, I'd be like, that's crazy that I just said that.
Yeah. I definitely would have been
so, I don't know. I think it's a silly thing. It's one less venue that we can play. This also happened a year ago, and then
that would really trip me up.
Yeah, they never said anything about it.
Yeah, they would have said something about it. Like, oh, shit.
Also, we opened the show and we were there all night and no one said a word about it, and they were like cool to us up until the second we left.
That's what I'm thinking. Shit just snowballed out of control, and now it's like a whole. They built it up to something different than what actually happened.
You know what? I'm more of a Beat Kitchen guy anyway.
Beat Kitchen rocks. I do like Beat Kitchen a lot. That's a cool venue.
Yeah. So that's what we'll be playing.
It's been around for a long time too.
I know.
Beat Kitchen. I'm saying this just because of the load-in, but playing Subterranean kind of sucks.
That venue sucks.
All those stairs.
Sorry to say, that venue kind of sucks.
It's cool that it's a little bigger. It's cool it's got the balcony, but man, loading up those stairs, loading in that area kind of blows. Beat Kitchen's a much easier load-in, a little smaller room, but still great. Chicago. Who knew? I like Chicago.
Yeah, and I like the venue that I'm banned from, but
it's not all ages.
Yeah, and I don't know. I was like psyched to play there again, to be honest.
Too, yeah.
And then I was told that we weren't allowed, and then
easy
I was
load
like,
in
all
there.
right, well, okay, guess we're not playing. So, yeah, we're the bad boys of alternative rock. It is what it is. All these other bands are out here acting like they're fucking, we're real rock and rollers. Yeah, how many places you banned from? Funny guys.
Yeah, right.
So I don't know.
What are you gonna do?
They're only making me stronger, dude. It's like when you shoot the Hulk, his skin just becomes rougher and he grows an inch.
The Hulk or
I'm thinking
Black
of
Panther?
Not the Hulk, the other fucking guy. Yeah, I'm like Black Panther, dude. If you punch
charges
me,
you, dude.
You punch me, my suit just absorbs it. And I punch you hard.
That's a cool ability.
That is a cool ability.
That is a cool ability.
But it doesn't make sense. Why couldn't he just
Wakanda forever?
Why couldn't he just beat up Thanos then?
Yeah, there's a few loopholes there because there's a bunch of people that could just kind of womp Thanos. Also, is the DC Flash movie too close to Endgame? Like they go back in time?
I don't know, but I'll tell you what. Ezra Miller still being the Flash is so awesome.
It looks good.
Yo, cancel culture's over, baby.
Why'd he get canceled again?
Dude, he's like, he gets arrested all the time.
Who
It's
cares?
always for like insane stuff. Like, look at the stuff he's been arrested for. He's like, he's been like, I guess like grabbed some girl one time, like was like being aggressive. He's just like he's out of his mind. I don't know if he has a drug problem or what, but he's like, he's a crazy person.
Huh.
But he must have got his crazy in just late enough in them making this movie, so they were like, we spent $50 million on this movie. We're putting it out.
It was so annoying to edit Sonic's face. I can't do it again.
Yeah, they were like, we can't deep fake Tig Notaro's face onto
they'd be a good match.
Ezra Miller's. Yeah,
they would be a good match. They could play like a
Tig Notaro is the Flash.
They could play like a parent swap kind of deal in 2023.
Yeah, or she could play like her and Jamie Lee Curtis should do Freaky Friday.
That would be good. Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't remade that.
Freaky Friday? I think they made a show or something recently about it.
Originally, it wasn't a remake with Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee, right? That was the OG, right?
That's a good question.
Or was it a remake?
Because it does
already?
seem like something that would exist before that.
I know, right? But I'm just thinking, is that only because I'm thinking that because she was in Parent Trap?
I mean, that's
Lindsay
our
Lohan,
generation.
which is
That's possible.
a
I mean,
remake?
that's our, no matter what, that's our generation's Freaky Friday.
That's true. I mean, I liked Freaky Friday too. That tailed end my childhood, right?
That's
there.
what got you into punk rock.
Got a guitar. And then
I hate the two
Scott
words
Pilgrim.
punk rock together. It's like the cringiest thing that you can say, other than like shouting Freebird.
True. Pop punk. What's worse, pop punk or punk rock?
Punk rock.
Punk rock.
Because
Pop
like
punk's
punk rock is something that pop punk I still feel like is like a genre defining thing, whereas punk rock is a thing that like 50-year-old guys that wear skinny jeans say. Oh, it's like it was like so punk rock.
Ugh.
Kill yourself.
They do like, yeah, man.
Yeah,
that's
I hope you
cool.
die, bud.
You could live a little longer, but yeah, the skinny jeans,
Yo, at this point,
the chucks.
wearing skinny jeans as an adult male should be a punishable
Cut
offense.
it out, dude. Skinny jeans are out, man. It's all about the long jeans. But I do have to get. I realized the other day I have these jeans. I love them, but they're too long. I got to get them cut. Do you ever have that issue? Your jeans are too long.
I tend to buy them kind of shorter. You can't cuff them.
I can, but even a double cuff is just still hitting me where it shouldn't hit, and it's like it bothers me, and that's why I don't like these.
Well, I guess it's a good thing your mom could probably take care of that.
I can, yeah. I got it. I got a person. Maybe go to the city or something. Maybe my mom. Who knows? Maybe I'll cut them myself. I probably won't
Cut 'em
myself.
yourself.
I won't cut them
Cut 'em
myself.
yourself.
That is a cool look though. When people cut them, they got the phrase coming down.
It's a cool look, but
I couldn't
also,
rock It ain't punk
my
rock.
mom would kill me.
I remember cutting all my jeans into shorts in 2007, 2006. Era.
Yo, fools still be rocking the skinny jean cut shorts.
Dude, come on.
That's a look I would not endorse.
No.
Personally.
No.
But I also shorts not for me.
I wear shorts when it's hot.
Shorts are something that only women with beautiful legs should wear.
They are nice to look at than my hairy ass legs.
No, I just don't like. I'm not that self-conscious about my legs. I do feel like I have like skinny legs, but I'm not like, I don't really care about how they look. I just like feel like shorts are so not swaggy.
They aren't swaggy, but I do have a pair of shorts I actually kind of like though. I like green shorts. They have cool pockets.
I could
They're
fuck
not-
with a pair of like cotton shorts.
Yeah, cotton shorts,
I like those.
jean shorts,
Yeah,
looking
pair of
like
jean
rolling
shorts.
up, looking like John Cena.
I'm not a shorts person.
Makes sense. I agree. That's the thing. I agree with you. I got no rebuttal to that. Shorts are definitely, pants are superior.
I was really hoping we would
Yeah.
engage on that. Oh, no, I like shorts.
Yeah, I'm a pants guy. Summer's tough, but what are you going to do? Sweat. Sweat balls.
Damn, we were recording a whole hour, huh?
Yeah, I guess we can do the whole hour.
We talked about for about 45 minutes about that documentary.
Yeah, I will rewatch. We will be back next week, and I'm assuming Taylor will probably have watched it by then. So if you guys like if you guys want to hear the end of the story,
Yo, the
see you next
Curious
week.
Case of Natalia Grace is what it's called. It's unfortunate that it rhymes because it makes it sound like it's like a.
yeah, I thought it was a Lemony Snicket book. or
Yeah, I
something.
was gonna say. Makes it sound like it's like a Nanny McPhee kind of spinoff, but it's just like a. Yeah, it sounds like Benjamin Button,
I thought that's where you were headed at first.
but
when you first
bad
talked about
name. But it is so captivating.
it. There you go. So we'll see everyone next week. Quit your band while you still can. Bye.
Bye.